everyone, welcome back to the podcast where we are talking about emotionally smart. Now, today's topic in which we're going to talk about empathy. So, I am Minty, and today we have Miss Monica with us, who is globally practicing behavior skills and emotional intelligence trainer. So, hi Monica, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me today.
So, Monica, as you know, we are talking about emotional intelligence. So, what is your thought behind why it is still under prioritized in it is not in a mainstream as a subject? Why it is missing?
So we all understand how important it is to be take caring of our emotions. We all have. So it is not something very unique. One person has, it doesn't. However, the school system has been designed over the years in a certain way where academics, math, science, history have always been that. But now everyone is understanding. Even the NEP supports that the growth of the children and education needs to be holistic.
Right.
Unfortunately, the schools are not yet equipped, the teachers have not been trained, the material is not there to help them with that. But yeah, the future looks brighter because now everyone can see how much stress students are. It's not just about numbers, it's about resilience. It's about how you deal with your peer pressure, how you get along with the people. Everyone has now started understanding. And thankfully, changes are happening.
Very, very, very insightful. I think we all are, the viewers also gonna relate with whatever you have said, whatever you have, enlighten us with NEP, guidelines. Monica, as you know, today we're gonna talk about empathy. Right. This is also one of the feelings, like walking in someone's shoes and how relate with other person's feelings. So, what is your? I just want to hear from you in an elaborated way. What is empathy and how important?
Empathy is widely misunderstood. So empathy is not just feeling pity for somebody or feeling sad for somebody. It is actually trying to put yourself in their position and think, what would I have done in this situation? How I would have felt. And that's very important.
Monica, since we understand about empathy, right, like how it is, what is the feeling, how do you feel when you empathize with someone? Is there any certain way where we can learn about this feeling more?
What is empathy? Very valid question, and most people do misunderstand. We see if somebody is pain, somebody is going through a bad phase, we sympathize with them. We feel pity for them. But that's not how it should be. A true human nature is about empathy. Like I should try to understand what this person might have been going through, what he's feeling, why is he acting the way he's acting, what should we do to help him. So instead of judging, pity and sympathy comes from a point of judgment, whereas empathy comes from a point of understanding better. And that makes it so good for other human quality to be empathetic about people and not look down on them.
Absolutely, I agree on that. So, Monica, since we learn about empathy from you, right? What is this feeling? How you feel when you empathize with someone? Is there any certain way where can we learn more about empathy?
Yes, the best part about this is that it's learnable. Emotional intelligence, part of emotional intelligence, and the wonderful thing is there are wonderful courses today which is age appropriate, class appropriate, and it is very much possible nowhere where you are in life. Of course, sooner the better, as I said earlier also, but it is very much learnable skill.
Right. So, Monica, would you like to share a story with us related to empathy, where we can, know more about the feeling and how we can just implement in our life?
Sure. It's a total game changer. So one of my trainings when I was with young students, so there was a new student who had just come from a smaller city and he was not as confident as the other student with his language skills. So a lot of the class was making fun of him, and there was this guy Arav also, and he joined with them and they all made fun. And Arav didn't realize that it could have hurt the new boy, Tanmay. So later on when he went to the washroom, he found Tanmay crying. So he wondered what happened. And then suddenly he realized when I was new to this posh school, I was also not as fluent as these other boys. And look, now I've joined them and he could totally relate how Tanmay would be feeling. So that small change where he was able to put himself in Tanmay's position really made him understand. So he apologized to Tanmay. Then they became one beautiful friends, and it was a starting of a wonderful journey of friendship.
Right.
Empathy can transform relationships like anything.
And this is not for the kids only, I guess. This is for the grown-ups, for the adults, yeah.
All of us, all of us.
Once you will be into, maybe in corporate world, once you will be into leadership position, there might be, then at that particular point of time, we couldn't go back in the times when we were in a younger stage.
Yes.
When there is a possibility to learn it in an early stage. So the more early we learn, it would be more better. Right?
This is what I hear every time I do in corporates. I wish somebody has told me when I was a kid.
Yes.
And we could relate to so many things. We always talk about we were bullied, this happened to us. We never realized we would have caused so much pain to others.
Right.
Unknowingly. So that is why I always say start as early as possible.
Absolutely.
So that there are no regrets later in life and we are able to deal with situations in a better way.
Let's break down how to practice empathy in a simple everyday situations. So start with listening. Active listening is a very, very rare skill. We are so eager to answer, we are so eager to give our input that we forget to listen. So number one most important part to be empathetic is listen. And you will be surprised to hear that most of the time people just want a listening ear. They just want somebody to hear them out. So once you have done this, second part, validate what. Don't be dismissive. Oh, it's too big. You're making too big a scene. You're so sensitive. Don't say such things. Validate. Oh, I can understand what you're feeling. I can truly understand why you are feeling so bad. Or I'm trying to understand. I'm here for you. And this, and lastly, and importantly, then try to put yourself in their position and think, why are they feeling the way they are feeling? What are they feeling? Once you have heard and validated, I'm sure it becomes very easy to understand other person's point of view. And once you get that point of view, you can always have a great connection, and empathy is easy to practice.
Now just let us know in the comment section about the scenarios which Miss Monica shared with you. How do you feel in a certain way in a certain situation? Monica, what is the example for validation aspect?
Validation is simple, acknowledging the other person's feeling. Suppose you reached on time. Somebody is late. Understand there is a process to things and it is normal in a flow of things for them to take time. Just because you reached on time, expecting others to be precisely standing there for them, that is not validation. But saying, I understand, it's okay. Second, there's a friend who failed in an exam. Of not failed. I have a very wonderful, my personal example. So there was a girl in my class who scored 95% in her board exam. Still she was crying. And everyone was making fun.
Yeah.
Because they say, oh, we are so happy at 60 and 70. Look at her, she's crying at 95. But she has different aspirations. She was aiming to top the school. But she couldn't. She came number 3. So she was not crying for 95%. She was crying because she could not get that topper name on the board, which is in school forever. So everyone has different aspirations, different feelings, and when they don't get it or they are disappointed, they feel differently. So just and saying things like, "Oh, I would never do it." You are not there. So how could you do that? So try to put yourself in other person's shoes without judging. Even if you disagree, it's okay. I'm not saying you always have to agree. See, everyone comes from a different background, different value system.
Absolutely.
And two of us may have different way of working. Still, being empathetic, simply try to understand the other person's situation. Pure. That's as simple.
So Monica, tell me one thing. How important is validation in today's world?
Maybe if you look from spiritual point of view and all the gurus who taught us, we should not look for validation. Validation should be something that comes from inside. said that it is not easy, and it is like we have not yet reached that level. Especially if you look at younger kids, teenagers who have a peer group, we love social acceptance is a thing we all crave. And if somebody, our friends especially, and people around us are able to validate our feeling, acknowledge our feeling, it makes us feel not alone. It makes us feel a part of the group. Otherwise, it's oh, only you feel like that. We feel isolated. Oh, if I'm the only one who's feeling like that, nobody else is upset about losing the match. I am so upset. So when we validate, no, I am also upset, it's that I am not showing it. So when we validate your feeling in that way, you don't feel alone, you don't feel isolated, and you feel accepted. Hence, validation is very
And how very well said at first, but how it is related to empathy.
empathy. Validation, you can only validate when you empathize.
Yes.
If you don't understand how I am feeling, how can you validate? See, you cannot fake it.
Right.
So instead of faking, just try to put yourself in other person's shoes. Otherwise, it comes out at artificial and people are not so. But even a chota bacha will understand that she's just making a fool of it.
Yes.
That's why empathy and emotional intelligence is so important.
Very
Don't fake
yes.
it, but actually feel it.
Yes. Wherein it is not only about your feeling, but it is about other person's feeling.
Exactly. You cannot run a script. You have to actually feel it.
Right.
So I'm going to do a very interesting activity with you, Minty, that we do with our students also. It's called empathy map. It's a very interesting visual representation when we are trying to get empathy for somebody and what all angles to look at. So begin with starting what is he seeing. So as I gave the example of the topper girl, what is he seeing? What is she seeing? She is seeing her name on the board on the school and she's not able to see it. How would that make her feel?
Right.
Now the second is what she would hear. What would she hear? She would say everyone is very happy, but from long time everyone has told her, even the teachers and parents, you are going to be the topper. Oh, my girl is the topper. Oh, we can't just wait. Your results will come and we know you are going to top. Hundreds of people have told her that she's going to top and she did not. So whatever she has heard, that's after seeing and hearing what it is making her feel. So if you were in her place, what would you feel? You are looking at 95 marks from your perspective.
Yeah.
Now look, somebody who has such high expectation. Everyone has so high expectations, right? And now she feels she had made them wrong. She feels disappointed that her parents are disappointed. It's a one-time thing. It's not she'll get another chance to have that name on the board. Next year, another class will come. They will have them. Right? So now, such is feel. And last and very important, what she needs. Where we all fumble. We don't understand what we are laughing at her like over 95 and still she's crying.
Yeah.
What she needs our understanding. She needs our validation. She needs that she's not unique or isolated to feel sad about 95%. So then she said, I should be feeling happy, but I am feeling sad. Maybe something is wrong with me. Maybe people are not understanding me. I am alone in this. But when you say, I understand you are aiming for topper and that's why you are sad. Your parents have such high expectation. We all were thinking you are named. I'm also a bit disappointed. We were so sure you are named. Saying things like that will encourage her, make her feel not
Yes.
alone.
Absolutely, because this is something what I understand with this. It is creating pressure in her, in
Exactly.
her mind. That is the peer pressure and the performance pressure.
Exactly.
She might be, giving her 100%, but not getting the result as per the expectation of the parents and the society.
Yeah, because some things are beyond us.
Yes.
She would have worked very hard. Maybe it was not her day, it was somebody else's day who did even better. So some things are beyond our control also in life. So if we have a group, people around us who are there for us at that time, makes us really light. Otherwise, yes, it is very easy to go in depression, feel sad.
So Monica, I just want to hear from you. Is there any moment in your life, your professional life, where empathy has changed the situation or changed your life?
see, as a trainer, where we are interacting with so many different people from so many different backgrounds, globally, ethnicities, nationalities, time zones, it is the first thing required for us is empathy. Unless I am empathetic, because how much I know this person, you only get a small window to the people, and I am nobody to judge them. If I judge, I will not be able to judge them. They will not open in front of me. So my first job as a trainer is to create that safe space for everyone. Be it a student of class 4, a teenager in class 10, or somebody aspiring for this JE or anything in class 12. My first job is to understand what this person is feeling at this age, at this point of life. Why had he come for this session? So that my everyday life, my every session is about it. See, as a trainer, if you are not good at empathy, you will fail as a trainer. Because training is never about us. It's about the learner.
Absolutely.
Unless I listen to my learner, I understand what are the queries, what brings them. That's my first question. What brings you here today? Why did you join this course? So that is it, the thing. As we said, listen, validate. I understand people feel like that. It's so normal. You are not alone.
Yes.
And then try and wait. Then we do the training from the listener's perspective. I'm not here to showcase my knowledge. I'm here to help.
And that is how it should be. It should be interactive, where
Yes.
you can, students are interactive, interns will interact, empathizing with you, you are empathizing with them. So
Exactly.
understanding each and every person's feelings matter too much.
Absolutely. That's what GIFT is doing. We are trying to create an environment where students feel shared to express their emotions, where teachers have knowledge how to deal with them, and are sympathetic first towards themselves, and then they can be towards parents and the teacher, and overall general administration and the society understand how important it is to understand emotions. For years and years, we have been putting things on the carpet, and look where we have come.
Yeah.
So
Very
it's
true.
high time we reflect on our actions. All those 99%, where will we go now from 99%? Right? So we have to understand, take a back step, and what GIFT has decided. It's a wonderful course they have created to build that not just awareness, but the tools and techniques to be more emotionally. If you aim to create a better world, you need to be emotional.
And that should be in the early stage only.
As
When
soon
the
as
kids are in, that growing stage, like,
Yes.
post standard onwards, they understand the emotion, they understand the feeling, like,
yeah.
what is happy, what is sad, what is, angry. They understand the emotion. And to, use that emotion in a right way, that is what it is all about.
If you look at yourself, somebody would have said, boys don't cry, because as kid you were crying. So you stop crying. Somebody would have said, girls don't laugh like this, they don't sit like this. So the early years are so important. As I always say, it's easier to train boys than men, broken men. So the sooner we start, when they are still in formative years, so that we don't have to break a habit. We can start a habit from zero, which is much, much better.
Absolutely.
So, alright, listener, here is the empathy mission of the week for all of you. So, just do one act of kindness for someone who looks upset or down. Journal about what you think they said and how it made you feel. Number 3, journal. Try listening to a friend without giving advice. Just understand. Yeah. Comment below with your answers, your experiences about certain situations.
So let me be very clear here, Maiti, and it is also a learning for you, dear viewers. For years again, we have been told emotions make us weak. Oh, he's so emotional, she's so sentimental. Remember, emotions are the only thing that makes us human. Everything will be done by artificial intelligence. What makes you different? Your emotions are your unique selling proposition. Are we going to leave them, or are you getting better at it? So remember one thing, listen to your heart. Don't leave your head behind, but a combination and a great balance of both will make you successful.
So if you like this episode of ours, please share it with your friends, family and your loved ones.
At Gift Consulting, our courses on emotional intelligence can help us become a good human being as an individual. So keep watching the episode. Next time we're going to talk about how you can boost up your mood and stay motivated. Till that time, stay calm, stay happy.